How many discounts does USAA Auto Insurance offer? Too many to say here. Multi-vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many discounts will you stack up? Visit USAA.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.
Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for the stay.
And when I tell you, it felt like I was walking into the Love Island villa. I was telling my friend, I felt like I was on a weird, half-naked adult school trip. Ready? I am awake. I promise I'm awake, okay? Hello everybody and welcome back to my podcast, Esme's Country Life. In today's episode, I'm going to be telling you about my busy week because this week, I have been a London commuter. I have been in London. I've been a city girl. I know it's Esme's Country Life, but I'm going to be updating you on everything that I've been up to. I've been to a lot of content creator influencer events, so don't worry. I'm going to be telling you the goss on that, the download, everything that's happened, lots of exciting meetings, and lots of interesting London life kind of things that I've been up to and story times. But anyway, so yeah, I feel like today's episode is going to be a super chatty, kind of catching up with a friend on FaceTime because it is Friday today and I've spent 3 out of the 5 days of this week so far in London, so I'm going to be telling you all about that. But before we begin, I just want to say a huge thank you to the sponsor of the podcast, Redpost. Redpost is an equestrian and country store based in the UK, but they also ship all over the world. They're based in Devon as well, so if any of you guys are heading that way this summer on your summer holidays, would really recommend going into the store because it's huge. They have pretty much everything. If you need a new helmet, they do professional helmet fittings there. Also, it's coming up to summer, so you might be thinking, oh, I need to get some more fly spray, some new summer essentials, some new stuff for the show season coming up ahead. So do you know where you can get it? Redpost Equestrian. So be sure to go and check them out at redpostequestrian.co.uk. Anyway, let's get into today's episode because, yeah, I guess I'm going to be telling you a little bit about what it's like going to content creator events, because I've been to a lot this week. And I don't know, before I started going to these events, it's one of those things where I would always be find it really fascinating, what goes on? What is it like meeting all these content creators? What is it like behind the scenes? So I am going to tell you. But first off, this week has been a busy week. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit tired. It's a Friday morning that I'm filming this. I got back from London very late last night. But yeah, this week has been intense. I think a lot of people, I don't know, I'm not going to lie. There are some content creators or influencers that I meet and I'm like, yeah, you do sound like you have a very easy life and just sitting around filming videos. But I don't know, my job, it is a business. I mean, at the end of the day, I employ people. I've got a lot of admin emails. There's a lot when it comes to running a business. And I don't think many people really realize this, but I do about 70 to 80 hours a week on the channel, if that's filming, editing, planning videos, doing the podcast, doing the books. There's a lot. So I'm going to be telling you what I've been up to in my very busy week. So we're starting off Monday morning this week, and I actually have every year I try and do a summer morning routine video for my channel because number one, that is your guys' favorite video. I love them and it's so nice because I've been doing it literally since when I was back in school. So it's really interesting to see how my morning routine has I was going to say improved. I don't really know if it's improved, but how it's changed over the years, how we've got added family members to the channel. We've got new animals. This will be my first morning routine with Johan, the cockerel. Super random, but there we go. It's so funny watching back the old ones, before we had Duke and even before we had Joey as well, my 2 horses. So yeah, it's wild how quickly things change and how, yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling quite old. Anyway, moving on. So first thing, I was like, I knew that I had a I'm going to say influencer because I think that's the best way to describe. I don't really like the word personally. I don't know. When I had somebody come up to me, I think it was a parent actually at a meet and greet, and they were like, "Do you like being called an influencer?" And I was like, "I don't know, like maybe, I don't know. I don't really. It's not my favorite word. I would say content creator because when I think of influencer, I think of someone just trying to sell you stuff. When I would say I'm more of a content creator, like most of my job is creating content. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe it sounds a bit pretentious saying that, like, oh, I'm better than everyone else, but not like that. Not like that. Anyway, but yeah, this parent was like, oh, because it sounds like you're under the influence. And I was like, that's not my vibe. No. That's what, she was saying. She always thinks when she thinks of influencer. But anyway, yes, first thing, I was filming a morning routine. So for that, I thought, I knew that, I was having my thing in the afternoon in London. So I thought, am I going to be able to fit it all in? And in my Esme way, I was like, yes, I can make it work. I can make it fit in. So anyway, first thing, Monday morning, got up super early, 5 a.m, got Casper. So we're filming, the actually little sneak peek. Sometimes for my big videos, like my morning routine videos where it does take a long time, I film them on different days and put them together. Oh my goodness, she's broken the fourth wall. Anyway, I'm telling you the secrets now. So on this day, normally I'll do the riding section and the kind of actual morning routine of me at the cottage, waking up, having my breakfast, or me giving the horses their breakfast. I'll film them on different days. It's just easier to fit everything in sometimes, just the way it works. I'm sorry, I don't do it all in one day, but it makes the lighting better as well. I'm not gonna lie, at the end of the day, it's all about that sweet lighting. Anyway, so early morning, Casper, of course, my horse, absolutely covered in stable stains, disgusting, dirty, always the way. So anyway, gave him a bath, took him up to the hills. When I tell you, it was the most stunning chef's kiss morning ever. It was one of those mornings where where it's just starting to get warm, but it hasn't got really hot yet, but it's going to be really hot later. It was one of those days. And because we're up on the hills, normally actually, especially in the winter, oh my gosh, when I go there, I think there was once where I almost got frostbite. It was that bad. It was so cold because it does get so windy and so, really cold up there. Actually, the time I always got frostbite was because I was filming a spring-summer campaign in the middle of winter, but that's another story. But anyway, we were up there and it was the perfect temperature. T-shirt weather, a slight breeze. It was just gorgeous. So anyway, took him up there and because my dad, he's a big cyclist, so he'd been cycling around there recently and he was like, Esme, we need to go because the wildflower meadow there, it is open. It is gorgeous, all the flowers are out. So I was like, perfect, we'll go and do a little photo shoot there and we'll film the morning routine. Perfect. So anyway, went there, got to it's a little bit of a ride out. I think we ended up doing about 8 kilometers in total, riding, and it's hilly as well. So poor Casper, by the end, he had a blast. He had an absolute blast. He's 19, so he's getting a little bit older, but tell you what, that boy, he still acts like a 6-year-old. Anyway, so we were this close, so close to the wildflower meadow, and what do we see coming up over the hill? Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 huge tractors with a baling machine, whatever it's called. My farmering friends are going to be like, Esme, it's called this, what are you going on about? But they were doing baling. I was like, ooh, that's right next to the wildflower meadow. But we went past it. Casper was a brave boy. The one thing that in his arch nemesis in this world is tractors. He's seen a lot of tractors in his life, but he still hates them. Fair enough. We all have our pet peeves. Anyway, he hates tractors, but he went past them. He was a very good boy. He was a very brave boy. I held his hand. And then we did some wildflower meadow photos, and oh my goodness, they are, if I do say so myself, they are some stunning photos because I was wearing the chili red Lemure set and it had all poppies. So the red and the red, it just looked incredible. And Casper, he's a very handsome, very stunning horse, and also because the tractors were in the field next door, perfect, he was pointing his ears forward at the tractors, looking at them. So it was brilliant. We didn't have to get the old little fun fact. If you ever want to get good photos of your horse and have them put their ears forward, there's an app, or if you just go on social media and type in horse neighing sound, play that on your phone, works a treat. So that is a little top tip for you. It's actually got to the stage now where Casper knows that the horse sounds on the horse sounds app he identifies it. So now we've got the farm animals sounds, and that actually works quite well as well. So anyway, moving on. Or if your horse has like a music genre that they like, then play a bit of music out your phone. That sometimes works as well. Anyway, so had a beautiful photo shoot, got home, washed Casper off. I obviously had to wash myself off as well because I smelt like horse and was sweaty, and I was going to a thing in London afterwards, and you know, I've already got the horse girl stereotype. I can't be smelling like a horse girl as well. So anyway, then after that, drove on down to my local station, parked on up, hopped on the train. And to think, it was only like last year that I ever got public transport myself, because before I'd always have either my dad with me or a friend with me. So now I am professional commuter, go on the train on my own all the time. Anyway, so went to London, and so this event was with Meta, who also I do stuff with like Instagram, Threads, that kind of stuff. So this was a spa day. It was a content creator influencer spa day, which, oh my goodness, I have a lot to tell you about this. It was a weird, I mean, I'm very grateful. It was a lovely time. I had a great time. So thank you so much to, oh, sorry, little hiccup then. So I just want to say a huge thank you to Meta for very kindly inviting me. It was awesome. So I need to remember what this place is called, but it was in Canary Wharf. So if you don't know London very well, that's like the proper business kind of area of London. It's like the Wall Street of London, I want to say, maybe. So it was a proper kind of like city underground spa that they use for, I don't know, networking events, team building, you know, that kind of stuff. So we went on in, and I didn't really know what the vibe was, because on the invitation it said wear clothes that you don't mind getting wet because there's going to be a cold plunge. And I was like, okay. So I walked on in, and it's one of those things where like I have my kind of like content creator friends, but you never really know who's going to be at what event. So I kind of arrived, and I was like, there was a few girls there. I was like, hey girls, like, what are we wearing? Like, are we wearing like gym gear and we're just wearing that, or are we going bikinis? Are we going like swimming costume? I brought everything, and I was like, I'm going to be standing in a room with like 30 strangers, like half naked. So I was like, I don't think I'm going to go bikini. I'm going to go swimming costume. Like, so I even like bought swimming costume, especially for this event, because I was like, the last thing you want to do is feel like not your best in front of loads of strangers. So I was like, I'm gonna wear something that I feel comfortable and confident in. So I was very happy with my choice in the end of the swimming costume. Anyway, so went on in, and when I tell you, it felt like I was walking into the Love Island villa, because there was like this like fire pit in the middle, and it was in like a big circle. So there was one side of the semicircle had like just like a single seat, and that's kind of like where all the girls kind of sat. It was a little bit of a gender division, I'm not gonna lie, because we all kind of like us girls, we were there first, so we sat down there, and then all the guys were sat kind of opposite us, but there was like double seating, so a bit like, I don't know, on bleachers. Is that what the Americans call them? I don't know what we call them in the UK, like raised seating, I don't know. So yeah, there was kind of like two rows. So I would say there were probably about 10 girls and 20 guys. And when I tell you, I felt like I was on Love Island, because everyone was there, half naked in like bikinis, swimming costumes, or swimming trunks. And I was telling my friend this, and she was like, Esme, go and get it, girl. I was like, no, because it's been a busy time. I haven't really updated you much of a life update, but I'm a single girl now. So my friend was like, go and get it, girl. I was like, no, not for me. No, thank you. I don't know if I would go for a content creator influencer kind of guy, but anyway, maybe not my type. But yes, so I'm a single woman now. Anyway, that's my life update. No bad vibes, just didn't work out. Anyway, moving on. So so we were sitting in our little semicircle, and the lady that was kind of doing the class, is it a class? Just tell you what it felt like. It felt like I was on a really weird school trip, because it was about the size of a class, about 30 of us, and all people kind of like my age. And we were going through, like some sort of weird team building thing. So I was telling my friend, I felt like I was on a weird half-naked adult school trip. So anyway, that's a sentence. So the lady was going through, we did breathing exercises, and we did, I think it's called lymphatic massage drainage, something along those lines. As you can tell, it was a little bit different to what I'm used to. So basically we did this thing where we would, like, as we were breathing, we would basically slap ourselves on our like chest and on our neck and on our face. So it was a little hippie for me, if I'm being honest, but it was great fun, something different. I'm always up for trying new experiences. So I mean, it was good fun. And then so the whole kind of, you might be thinking, Esme, what was the point of this? What was this about this? Because a lot of the time with my job, when I'm telling my friends what I've been up to, I was like, oh yeah, I've been at this business meeting, and then I've got this, and then I've got this admin to do, and like these, like, you know, girl boss kind of businesswoman kind of stuff. And then the other day they're like, oh, Esme, what have you been up to? And I was like, I had a spa day with some influencers. Like, that's what most people think when they think content creator. They're like, oh, these content creators, they just sit around on their phones and then they go to these events. And like, I'm not gonna lie, some of my job is like that. Like, but anyway, so that was, it was a little strange. And then we went in a sauna. Now I'm used to my sauna at the gym where I do my 10 minutes, and that's pretty good for me. I'd say that's like, after 10 minutes, I'm ready to go in the cold shower, maybe get in again for another 10 minutes. This sauna, we were in for 20 minutes. Now, there was a point where I was like, okay, I need to go out and get some water because this is next level. I mean, when you're with all the... Also, little update. So I'm part of the kind of meta wellness kind of group of content creators. So at these events, normally, half of the people are gym bros and gym gals. Like, they are training for Ironmans, training for marathons, training for high roxes. Like, they are next level. Like, all they do is go to the gym. All of their content is being at the gym. So they were like the tough guys, the tough girls. They were there like, oh, this is easy, piece of cake. And then there was us lot that were not quite that. And then the other half, I would say, is a lot of kind of food and cooking content creators and baking content creators. So it was quite interesting. You could kind of see like who were the athletic ones and who weren't. And I was like this kind of weird horse girl in the middle that they're like, we don't know where to put you, so we'll put you with the gym people. Because I guess at the end of the day, horse riding is a sport. Also the art girls, I'm quite good friends with all the art girls as well. They're kind of thrown into the wellness kind of group as well. So it was nice that I had lots of friends there that I caught up with and a lot of people that I met and chatted. And it's always nice to talk to other content creators because I guess like it's an industry that's a little bit different, and I don't know, it's nice chatting to people and relating to people. And yeah, I always find I feel really great after going to these events because it's just nice chatting to people and you know, having people that understand what you do, because it is a little bit of a weird and wonderful job that I do that I'm very, very grateful to have. So anyway, so yeah, had our 20 minutes in the sauna. I went out to go and grab some water because I was like, the last thing I want to do is faint in front of all these people. That would be major embarrassing. So anyway, walked back in and I was like, what is going on? The lady at the spa kind of place, she had these, the best way I can describe it is sticks with like little bits of leaves on, and was slapping them on people's legs and people's body. And like, I was like, what is going on? I was like, this is a little bit much for me, you know. If you're into that, then that's fine. I'm not shaming anybody, but that is a little bit much for me. I don't want to be slapped around with sticks by a stranger half naked. So anyway, after our lovely sauna, we then went into the cold plunge. Now, I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. I have done cold plunges before. I've been to spas where, you know, I've gone in there. I'm not bad. Like at the gym, I've got to the stage now where the cold showers there are not cold enough. I need them to be colder. Like, I'm fine with that. So I thought, going into this, I'm going to be brilliant. You know, I'm going to go in that cold plunge. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to show all these guys that, yeah, I'm a girl and I can go in the cold plunge. Super cool. I thought, yeah, perfect. Anyway, goes to the cold plunge. Now, this cold plunge, let me tell you, was 2 degrees. Literally just above freezing. Oh, in Celsius. Sorry to my Fahrenheit friends. So anyway, got in. And to be fair, I was in there for about 50 seconds. Didn't last the full 2 minutes. But when I tell you, I have not felt cramp like this in my entire life. My leg, I think it was, I'm blaming it on my 8K ride I did that morning. I think if I had, and I've been to the gym loads recently, so I'm going to blame it on that. But when I tell you, my body was full on cramping. I was like, to be fair, a lot of people were like jumping in and out. And to be fair, you couldn't really get in the zone because everyone was chatting. Like, again, it felt like we're on a school trip. Everyone was chatting. Everyone was like, a lot of the girls are like screaming and that kind of thing. So it wasn't quite like the, okay, let's get into the zone, like focus.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
You know that feeling when someone shows up for you just when you need it most? That's what Uber is all about. Not just a ride or dinner at your door. It's how Uber helps you show up for the moments that matter. Because showing up can turn a tough day around or make a good one even better. Whatever it is, big or small, Uber is on the way. So you can be on yours. Uber, on our way.
Anyway, so it was, yeah, I was proud of myself that I did it for 50 seconds. Probably could have done it for more, but anyway, it was a weird and wonderful time. So that was an interesting one. That was a little bit different, but it was really nice. And I'm, very, very grateful for Meta for very kindly inviting me, because I think this time of year in the summer where everything gets really busy, a lot of content creators or just people in general in whatever industry you're in, burnout is something. So if you're struggling, just like, if you can, take time to rest, because resting is productive. So that's my little takeaway from the story for you all. So it's one of those things where Esme 2 years ago would have been so nervous going to something like that. I think definitely in the last couple of years I've grown up so much, and I'm just a lot more of a confident person. So I'm like, put me in a room full of strangers, I'll chat to people. Like, so anyway, I think going to these events have been really good for me and my confidence and that kind of thing. So yeah, if you ever get an opportunity to go to an event like this, even if you don't have a friend, you don't have a +1, go and do it. It's good for you. Go and chat to people, because I tell you what, just be a nosy person. People love talking about themselves. Just ask them questions. There we go. You can even ask them like what their favourite dinosaur is. You can ask them whatever. And you know what? You can really tell. I saw someone on the internet said, if you ask somebody what their favourite dinosaur is, you can really tell what sort of personality they have. Because if they say, oh, I don't really know dinosaurs, that's a boring person. Everyone has a favourite dinosaur. What are you going on about? Personal fave, Diplodocuses. Just saying. So, anyway, moving on. So yeah, just ask people random questions and they'll think you're great. Anyway, that was just Monday. And we've got the rest of the week to tell you about. So Tuesday, next day, this one, my dad actually came along with me because this was a bit of a business meeting. Now, I cannot tell you what this was. I hate to be that content creator again. Every now and then we're like, guys, I had this really exciting meeting, but I can't tell you what it is. I literally have signed an NDA. So there we go. I don't want to get into legal trouble, but this will probably be, if it pulls through, again, it's one of those things that I also don't really want to talk about, because I'm like, if it doesn't happen and I've been like hyping this thing up, then you guys are going to be like, Esme, what is this thing you've been hyping up, and then it doesn't happen? It's a little bit sad. But if this goes through, if the deal gets sealed, this will probably be the biggest thing I've ever done in my career. And yeah, so that's all I'm saying. I don't know, maybe I should give some hints. I don't know if I can give hints, but it's to do with media. That's okay. There we go. That's a real big hint for you all. But it would be incredible. So we will see. But yes, moving on. So that was my Tuesday. My Tuesday, I was, the meeting was in Covent Garden, so lovely part of London. I was thinking actually, because I've been like a real London girl this week, maybe I should do, because I did my little New York podcast episode not that long ago, where I talked to you guys all about my trip to New York, what I got up to, and I feel like I should do a London one, where I talk about like, if you're not from London, or I don't know, you're going to visit, if you're in the UK, it's a lovely city to go and visit and go and be a tourist around, or if you're from abroad and you're like, Esme, what should I do in London, or what should I do in the UK? I want to do maybe a podcast episode where it's like the Esme London guide, like what I'd recommend doing, because I tell you what, I know London like the back of my hand now. So not quite, I'm not like a taxi cab driver which literally know every road, but I do feel like I know it better than I did a few years ago. So anyway, So yeah, beautiful part of London. After my little, it was quite a big business meeting. I then did a little bit of shopping actually, which was quite nice because I was like, you know what? While I'm in London, might as well make the use of the facilities there, because I don't know if anybody else does this that's from like a small town, but whenever I go shopping in somewhere like London or a big city, I'm always like, I'm not going to go to the shops that my local town has because I've already got them nearby. I'm going to all the shops that are not there. So didn't actually really buy much. I was looking for like dresses and different things for events and that kind of thing, but it's that weird kind of time period where it's like beginning of summer, like midway through summer, where I feel like the shops have kind of done all their summer collections. So if I see something that I like, I'm like, I already have something similar to that. So anyway, moving on. So that was my Tuesday. Wednesday, didn't actually go to London this day. So focused on riding the horses, catching up on emails, admin, editing, filming, all that kind of lovely stuff, and just had some time in the countryside. By the stage, I was like, I've been on so many trains and so many people and so many like people rushing about. Like, I'm definitely not a city person. Oh my gosh, like I got to the stage where I was like on the tube and I was like, this is just my idea of just awful. Anyway, yeah, being packed in like a little sardine with all these people around me. No, thank you. I'm actually, well, touch wood, I'm surprised I don't have a cold yet. Like, it is that time of year. I don't know if anybody else has this, but I kind of have like my yearly COVID. I don't know if anybody else has this or if it's just me. I feel like I get COVID once a year, and it's normally around this time of year in the summer. So if you don't hear from me for a while, it's probably because I got COVID again. But it's normally around June, July, every year I get COVID once. So I mean, it's been about a year since I've last had it. So I know it's one of those things like, part of me just wants to get it out of the way, but I've got a busy couple of weeks coming up, so we will see. Like, hopefully it can hold off for a little while anyway. So yes, after that, oh yeah, Wednesday night, super random, but I did something called foot golf, if you've ever heard of that. So me and my friends were like, oh, what should we do on a random Wednesday night? Like, meet up, it's lovely weather, what should we do? Let's go and do some foot golf. So it's literally like on like a proper kind of golf course. It's not like crazy golf where there's like windmills and pigs and I don't know, random things. It's literally like a proper golf course, but you have a football instead of a golf club and ball, and you kick it about, and then however many kicks it takes for you to get it in the hole, which when I tell you it is a big hole and you don't want to fall down it, there is a big flag. So just a little warning, if you ever play foot golf, don't fall down the hole. I started off absolutely rubbish. I was not good. I mean, I can't remember when I last kicked a football. I was definitely more of a netball and hockey kind of gal at school, all-rounders. I'm not going to lie, I was the sporty girl. I was on all the sports teams. But football, my school did not have a girls' football team. Also, to my Americans, I do mean soccer. I hate saying the word soccer. That is not what it's called. It is called football. Anyway, so kicking it about. But by the end of it, I probably got most improved. I came second to last in my group of 5, where I was third wheeling 2 couples, so slay for me, love that. But no, to be fair, me and the girls, I feel like the guys were third wheeling or fourth wheeling us, to be honest. So anyway, I don't know if anyone else is like that, but so anyway, yes, I came second to last in a group of 5, so not my best. And to be fair, my friend that I was competing against, she's got a broken shoulder, so I mean, you don't really use your shoulder for football, so I'll give that to her. But anyway, so I wasn't good as someone who's like super, I don't know, I'm competitive with some things I'm competitive with, some things I'm not. Like horse riding, I've just never really been super competitive with. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but little things like that, sometimes I can be a bit competitive. But with this, I was like, I'm a lost cause from the beginning. I was like, it's not looking good, especially as both the guys in the group were super good at football. So I was like, I'm gonna leave this to them, we're just gonna have a fun time. And I mean, it was beautiful. We were on top of this hill, I could see all the way down to the sea, and we could see all the little windmills as well on the sea. So there we go. And then after my foot golf, I bring you to Thursday, which was yesterday, about what I got up to. So oh my gosh, Thursday was probably one of the busiest days of my life, I'm not gonna lie. Woke up, did the horses, got on the train, 9 o'clock, with all the London commuters, got to what I thought was my destination. So I thought it was supposed to be at the Meta offices, this kind of, what was it called? It was a lunch with Meta /Threads /Instagram to celebrate women in social media. And the original address I went to, which was the Meta offices, got there, and I thought, oh, like, you know me, I get there a little bit early. I got there like 10 minutes early, and I thought, it's a little bit quiet. Normally, you know, there's like they put a little thing out like Meta content creator event this way, like that kind of thing. Nothing there. Go and talk to the guy at the office. I was like, hey, I'm here for the Threads Women in Social Media event. And he was like, oh, don't know what you're going on about, hun. Like, do you have your invitation? Showed him the invitation. He was like, do you have an access code? I was like, no, I don't have an access code. Do I need an access code? I was like, nobody's really turning up. So anyway, ring my Meta partner manager, and I'm like, hey girl, am I at the right place? Anyway, unfortunately, either like I just got left out of the email thread, or maybe like one letter was wrong, or that kind of thing. I did not get the email saying that the event had changed location. So anyway, I then look at my maps where the location is. So I was literally had to travel from one side of London to the other, looked on maps to see how long it would take me. It said 45 minutes, and I thought, oh my gosh. Oh no, one of those days. So anyway, my Meta partner manager was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, like hop in a taxi, get here as soon as you can, don't worry girl. So anyway, hopped in a taxi, and it's one of those kind of like awkward things where I never want to be like, oh, I'm going to a content creator event. Like, that's not really like I don't know, it just feels a bit weird, like talking to a stranger about that. So I was like pretending to be proper corporate girly. I was like, oh, I've got a meeting in like Shepherd's Bush. Could you get me there, please? He was like, yeah, sure. When does the meeting start? And I was like, 5 minutes ago. They gave me the wrong address. So anyway, this legend of a taxi driver, because obviously in London they have the kind of like bus lane that the taxis can go in. So we were like zooming through the bus lane. He got me there in like half an hour, 35 minutes. So actually, the one bit of the event that I missed was the kind of like, they did like a little dance routine. It was so cute. It was giving sort of like girlhood. I think that's the best way to describe it. So yeah, it was all women. It was like, it felt like a very safe space. And we did like a little dance routine at the beginning to just like warm up, get to know people, kind of shake away, especially like, I guess if you haven't been to many of these events before, it can be a little bit nerve-wracking. So just get rid of the nerves, like super chilled. So anyway, I arrived and they were doing this full-on dance routine. So I had to like shuffle into the back, and I just had to kind of like dance along, trying to like figure out what the routine was. So as we were dancing away, because also a little bit of context, because I had an event that evening, I was wearing heels. So we were doing a little dance routine, and then the lady Megan, who was kind of like running it all, and it was also to celebrate her book, We Don't Make Ourselves Smaller, she was like, oh girl, you're doing this in heels as well. I was like, oh yeah, I've got an event after this, so I had to dress for all occasions. So that was quite fun. And then after that we had a lovely lunch. We also had like a little chat as well, and we did like a little kind of like workshop about women taking up space in industries, especially in industries where, you know, you've got like just like random things that actually like blows my mind. Like my grandmas, when they were growing up, if they wanted to have their own bank account, a credit card, buy a house on their own, they couldn't do that. They either had to have a husband or a dad to like sign something, which is actually like wild when you think about it. Like that's like, there are people that are still alive in today's society, like living memory, where a woman could not have her own bank account. Like that actually blows my mind. So it was a very lovely, like wholesome girl power kind of chat, and it was just like a place where it was just felt like such a safe space where we could like chat about things. And yeah, so my little note to all the girls out there that are listening: don't make yourself smaller for other people. Take up that space. Be that loud, bubbly person. Don't quiet yourself down for other people. And yeah, you do you, okay? Don't care what other people think. So it was, yeah, such a lovely, a lovely little chatty kind of thing. And we did like a little, in the workshop, she was like, does anybody want to like put their hand up and like share something to the kind of group? And I actually put my hand up, guys. Oh my goodness, my dad's face is like shocked, because again, like even as me like a few months ago, a year ago, I would not have been that brave. And the thing that I actually kind of talked about was it was this is also I don't know if I should say this on the podcast or not, in case anybody's listening, but it was talking about like women and being in relationships and not making yourself smaller for your partner or your man or that kind of thing. So, which is something that I've struggled in the past within previous relationships. Not for the last one, just putting that out there. The last one was a good one, just didn't work out, unfortunately. But yes, I think, I don't know, I struggle with my dating life because a lot of guys don't like being with someone that's more successful than them, which sounds horrible to say because I don't want to be that person that's like, I'm so successful, or like that kind of thing. But I think a lot of straight men just can't wrap their heads around them being in a relationship where the woman is the breadwinner. So that's where I am. So I did like a little spiel about that, like a little chat. Like everyone did like a very long, deep chat about insecurities and body image and that kind of thing, and I was like the last one to put my hand up because I was like a little bit nervous. I was like, oh, I'll put it up, and I just said that, and it was so lovely. Like Megan as well, she was like, girl, you're iconic, that was amazing. Like everyone started like clapping and cheering, which like, I don't know, it felt really lovely, especially I was a little bit nervous to like share that piece of information because I guess it is a little bit personal, but it was actually so fascinating because I also said like in my little chat when I stood up and talked to everyone, like I just like said, I just feel really honoured to be in this space with so many such like successful and beautiful women, and I think like it's brilliant what everybody's doing. And I had so many people actually come up to me afterwards saying that they've like struggled in relationships where they've earned more than their partner and it's caused conflict and like that kind of thing. And I don't know, it was just really nice having other girls chat to me and that could relate to me in that kind of aspect of life. So yeah, little bit different, but it was, yeah, it kind of, I don't know, it was lovely. It made you feel less alone. And I think it's, I don't know, it's nice that it was just such a wholesome event. So very, very grateful again to Meta, Threads and Instagram for very kindly inviting me to that, and also Megan for hosting the event because she was incredible. So yeah, that was such a lovely little wholesome lunch. We had a little lunch afterwards and cake, and it was brilliant. And then after that, next busy thing that I went on to was I actually had a dress fitting after that. So Isabel Christensen very kindly invited me to their boutique in London to try on some of their beautiful dresses. So I had a fitting for some exciting events that I have coming up. So I'm actually going to Aachen in Germany, not next week, the week after, where I've got a red carpet. I've been nominated for an award, which is very, very cool. Feel very honoured about that, which don't know if I've won it yet. So I'll update you all on that once I know at the awards ceremony. And then obviously it's the Rolex evening as well. I've been invited to that. So there's a lot that I'm a busy girl. I'll tell you what, I'm feeling a little bit tired, but it's all good. Bit of coffee and little power naps here and there. We're all good. So yeah, this time of year for me is a busy one. So oh my goodness, the dress that I'm going to wear for the red carpet for the award ceremony is the best way I can describe it. It is like a princess Cinderella dress. It honestly, I felt like I was trying on wedding dresses. That's the best way I can describe it, because I don't know, like I've been to like dress fittings before, but it's always been like a little bit of a different vibe. Like when I tried on dresses with Stella McCartney, they were definitely more kind of like fitted going out dresses, when this one was like a proper princess kind of like ball gown dress. It is a kind of Cinderella baby blue, and it's a strapless one as well, which I never thought I would be a strapless girl, but I tried this on. I was like, oh my gosh, it literally felt like it was made for me. So that was incredible. So I just want to say a huge thank you to Isabel Christensen for very kindly having me, and yeah, feel very honoured to be wearing some of their beautiful dresses. So keep an eye out for that on socials if you would like to see what the dresses look like, because they are stunning. So anyway, I had my dress fitting, and then after that I had another event that day. You must be thinking, Esme, how are you still alive? And that is also how I'm feeling. I was like, Dad, I need to film today's podcast episode first thing in the morning, because I'm a morning person. Like, I was like, I need to get all my chat out now, because by the time like I've had my lunch and it's the afternoon, I'm gonna be run out of smoke, run out of steam. If today's podcast episode is a little bit all over the place, that is why. I'm functioning on little sleep right now, but a lot of coffee. So anyway, another lovely tube stop in like, oh my gosh, so by this time it was like London commuting rush hour, super hot, super sweaty on the tube, like sardines, so many people. And I was like, oh my goodness. Okay, let me tell you, I did actually pack 2 shoes. So I had flats with me, and then I had my little heels, because obviously I needed my little heels for, number one, the event that I had later on that I'll tell you about, but also for the dress fitting as well, because you kind of need to wear heels when you have the dress on, because I would be wearing heels for it, just for alterations, lengths, that kind of thing, which when I tell you, this might sound really weird, but when I was having the dress fitting, especially when I was like being measured all over, it felt like this like weird ASMR experience. I don't know if anybody else like went through a phase where they would watch ASMR to go to sleep. I used to do that before, like when I was doing my A-levels or exams at school. I used to get a little bit anxious, a little bit nervous, and I had an ASMR phase, guys. I don't know if that's really weird or not, but I don't know, I would never watch like guys do ASMR. That creeped me up a little bit. It would always be like girls my age like doing little ASMR videos, like just ones where it's like, oh, boutique dress fitting ASMR, like that kind of. I don't know. That's what it felt like I was being measured all over. It was a weird experience, but it was great fun. Anyway, I don't know if that's really weird to say, but anyway, let me know in the comments down below if anybody else likes to listen to a little bit of ASMR to just like calm them down, because I feel like I like to watch a bit of telly sometimes before I fall asleep, or sometimes like read or that kind of thing. But sometimes you like, I don't know, especially like the shows that I like watching, they're a little bit more adventurous, a little bit more actiony, and you know, they just don't really make you sleepy, especially if they're a little bit intense. But a nice little ASMR video sends me straight to sleep. Anyway, moving on. Actually, no, a lot of people do say they listen to my podcast before going to bed, so don't listen to ASMR, listen to my podcast. Which again, when people say that, I never know if it's an insult. Like, obviously I'm sending you to sleep, I'm so boring, sorry about that, guys. Anyway, moving on, last event of the season, which of the day. So anyway, at this point, I had a little walk actually. So this event was, what was it called? Something museum? What's it called? The Garden Museum? Yes, the Garden Museum in London, which is on the river bank by the Thames, and it's pretty much opposite the Houses of Parliament. So I had a lovely walk across the river bank. So beautiful. I literally felt like I was on holiday. Also, the amount of people that, you know, topless going for jogs up and down at like ridiculous temperatures. It was probably still like 30 degrees outside. I think it was like highs of 35 yesterday. Again, degrees C. Sorry to my Fahrenheit friends. I don't know your Fahrenheit life. Anyway, but yeah, there were so many people jogging, and I was like, what are you doing? It's boiling outside. Like, absolute, like, hard lads. Anyway, so I was sitting on my little riverbank. I had a little Threads cupcake that I stashed away in my bag. I was like, have that as a little snack. Yeah, it was quite nice, like sitting there with a water bottle. I did feel like it's weird being in like a city for a whole day, especially when you don't live in the city, because I didn't really have a base. Like normally, if I'm in a city for things, like normally I'm staying at like a hotel, or like I'm abroad in a foreign country, which when I tell you, I felt like I was in a foreign country because it was so warm. I was in a city. I was like, this is lovely. I'm pretending I'm on holiday. Anyway, but it was weird because I didn't have a base, so in between like my different meetings, I would just like sit in a little coffee shop, and very glamorous life. So I had the dress that I was wearing for my last event was, luckily it was like quite a kind of, I was gonna say slinky, is that the correct word? It was a bodycon long maxi dress in like a peacock green that I have worn to an event before. I was like, what dress is small enough and stretchy enough that I can put it in my bag and I don't have to worry about creasing? So that's why I went for that dress, if you want to know. So yeah, this last event was actually with the RSPCA, which again, I'm so honoured to be an ambassador for them. They do such incredible work. And I think a lot of people, when they think of the RSPCA, they just think of, oh, they rehome cats and dogs. That's all they do. And actually they do so much more for animal welfare. They also do a lot of stuff with wild animals as well, protecting nature, because obviously that is so important, especially all the environmental issues that we have at the moment. So they do some really, really brilliant work. And they also do like lots of different animals as well. They do reptiles, small animals, horses, and they do a lot of work with like farm animals as well, and trying to increase animal welfare in all different sectors. So incredible charity. So anyway, it was really, really lovely. There was a speech by a few of their ambassadors. If anybody is a Strictly Come Dancing fan, then Shirley, one of the judges on that, she was there. So that was wild. She did like an incredible speech, which was so heartwarming, talking about her rescue dog, Charlie, I think his name was, and that was just so lovely. So and it was also nice. It was kind of like a lovely event to kind of celebrate a lot of the big donors. So one thing that I didn't really realise with charities, because I don't know, I do feel not uncomfortable. I used to feel like a little bit weird being like, so there's this charity and like obviously they raise a lot of money for animals and that kind of thing, but then they have like these nice events. But what I don't realise is that this is the Esme simple terms of describing what charities do. charities often have a nice event for the rich people, and they invite the rich people along who donate lots of money, and then because they get invited to this lovely event, then the rich people donate more money. So at the end of the day, it's a net positive. By doing the event, they raise more money for the charity, but it does feel weird going to an event that's very lovely with like little canapes and that kind of thing, and I'm like, what's this doing with the charity? But actually it does raise a lot of money for the charity. So there we go, little fun fact, because I guess like the sort of charity kind of work in the UK that's like a very big thing, like we have like the Macmillan coffee mornings, or like Race for Life, or that kind of thing, where it's like getting lots of people involved and raising little bits of money that obviously all adds up, when this is the sort of thing where it's a few amount of people but they give the big dollar, the big bucks. So there we go. So apparently that's like quite a big thing in America when it comes to charities as well. Like in the UK, I think it's more kind of like everyone chipping in a little bit, when I know in America they do like these big charity gala events which are really extravagant, and again you kind of think, oh wow, like I don't know if this makes me a bit uncomfortable, like shouldn't the money be going to the charity? But actually this is how they make the money for the charity, and it does work. So just putting that out there, because yeah, so it was a beautiful evening. It was lovely because it was like half inside, half outside. It was in the Garden Museum, so it was beautiful there. Also, one thing that I have come to the conclusion, because I've been very, very lucky and very grateful to be invited to lots of different little events like this. Now, I think it is like a practical joke at these events, the catering staff, because where they go around with these plates or these nibbles, and I would say they are just the perfect size. The perfect size to just be too big. It's one of those things where you can't really bite it in half, because then you've got to hold it and then it's in your fingers, and it's often on like a little skewer. I feel like on purpose they make them slightly too big so they can just laugh at people when they put them in their mouth. And then, because I had this like it was like a pea arancini, and I put it in my mouth, and honestly it was like a little bit warm as well, and it's like that awkward kind of situation where you put something in your mouth and you're like, oh my gosh, it's too big, like I can't chew on it, and it's too hot as well, and it's just like it was not good. But luckily the lady I was talking to, we actually had a little laugh and a little joke about it afterwards, but luckily she was talking and I just had this like mouthful of food, and I was like like not wanting to bite into it because it was so warm, but also like I was like, how am I going to chew this? I've got way too much food in my mouth. So anyway, there we go. That was my busy event, and actually very wholesome, because it was a late night event in the middle of central London, and I was getting the train home in the dark in a dress and heels. My dad was my knight in shining armour. He came and picked me up. He came literally all the way to London, was in London for less than an hour, waited outside the event for me to finish, came and picked me up and took me home on the train to make sure that I was nice and safe and that I wouldn't get kidnapped. So that's my little lovely wholesome thing. So yeah, shout out to my dad for looking after me. So there we go. I think I'm going to wrap up today's podcast episode here, because it has been a busy one. I feel like I've just done like a whole spiel about what I've been up to in the last week. I really hope you enjoyed it, also hearing about all the different things. It has been a wild one. It's been a busy one, but yeah, very, very grateful that I'm very lucky to have all these different opportunities and meet all these incredible, lovely people. So just want to say thank you to everybody who's made my week so awesome. It's also been very busy. So I think I'm going to have an early night tonight. I'm ready for some sleep. My watch told me off last night because I didn't get enough sleep, and I think I'm ready for some lunch now. I need some food. I did have some like little pre-podcast snack. I had some blueberries, if you want to know. Little fun fact. Anyway, I'm rambling now. I'm going to say goodbye. I want to say a huge thank you again to Redpost for sponsoring the podcast. Go and check them out at redpostequestrian.co.uk, especially if you need any equestrian or country needs. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.